It's a 10th and 11th grade battle here on GBA TV at the Capitol Classic. It is the Ohio Xtreme against OSP Emery. Jeremy Scott here at courtside alongside Kayla Cazell running the camera. And the ball about to be tipped. It is up and it is controlled by the Xtreme. Back they come now. That's Kloos. Kloos has it. And we are underway here at Capitol University in Bexley. Big shout out to the brothers Ferguson, Jeff, John, and even Bill here today. And of course, Caleb Graham as well, and Luke Hutchison also helping to make it happen on the administrative end of things as Kloos misses on the offensive side, so the Xtreme not able to do anything with its first offensive possession of this ball game. That is Macy. Macy giving it off to Emily, kicking it out to Sadie for three. That's no good, and that's pulled down by Kloos. Kloos has it. And so the Xtreme push the ball up the floor now. That's over to Hudson, and they lose it in the paint. That is Ava with the steal, and OSP back on offense now. Up ahead it comes. That is Emily. Emily back outside to Abby. Abby up top. Over it comes to Sadie. Sadie. She's got Hudson on her. And that's Emily. Emily to the foul line. That's Macy. Back into the corner it comes. And outside to Emily. Emily, a bounce pass. And a nice little fake there. Hesitation does not work. Everything worked but the shot there for Sadie. And it's back to the Xtreme.
Okay. Right.
So that's Majoris underneath the Kloos. And Kloos able to put it back up and in for two. So the Xtreme strike first. It's 2-0. The Xtreme over OSP Emery. That'll be Macy playing the point here for OSP Emery. She's going to drive it, kick it out, and that's a foul on the Xtreme. And that'll be a foul on Majoris. So Majoris called for that Xtreme foul. That's the first foul on either side so far today. So it'll be Sadie taking it out of bounds here for OSP Emery. Pass it. That's a three-point look, and that three-point look is no good for Abby. And out of bounds it will go. And it will be OSP ball. So it's off of the Xtreme. And OSP gets another crack at this. Inbounded to Abby. She gives it off to Ava. And chasing it down is Abby before it goes out of bounds. Abby giving it off to Ava. Back up top to Macy. Over to the right wing. That is Emily. Emily with Birch on her. Emily drives it inside, little bounce pass, driving a baseline, putting it up and having it blocked, but getting fouled on her way up is Ava. And so Ava is going to go to the free throw line to attempt two to try to get OSP Emery onto the scoreboard for the first time today. Ava on the first shot is good. 2-1 the score. Second shot forthcoming here for Ava. And she's able to connect. It's 2-2. Ava ties it up via those two free throws. The Xtreme back on offense now. That is Carlson. Carlson being guarded by Abby. Over it comes to Kloos. Kloos on the drive. Kloos on the shot. No good. Pulled down by Ava. And back comes Emery on offense. Up ahead it comes to Emily. Emily taking it back to the outside. She's got Birch on her. Over to Ava. And Ava's going to get called for a walk here. And back it comes to the Ohio Xtreme. And this will be Adams checking into the ballgame for the first time today for the Xtreme. Birch will take a seat. And we're 3 minutes gone by here. This 10th and 11th grade battle. It's 2-2. On the drive, that's Carlson, no good. There's a tie-up for that loose ball. And the possession arrow will favor OSP Emery. So Emery will take this ball with a chance to take the lead for the first time today. That'll be Emily playing the point. Getting it over to Sadie. Three-point look. That's up, that's no good. That's pulled down on the offensive board, and then it's a loose ball that's taken by the Xtreme, and that's going to be a foul. That's going to be a foul on OSP Emery. That's its first foul of the ball game. That'll be a foul on Macy. That's the team's first. So Majoris is going to play the point here. She is met by Sadie. Gives it off to Carlson. Carlson is going to pull up, take the shot. That's no good from the high post, and it's rebounded by Macy. Macy pulls up. Macy gives it off to Emily. Emily over to Abby. Abby back to Macy. She'll pull up for three. That's no good. Rebounded by Hudson. Up ahead to Majoris. Majoris able to catch up with it before it goes out of bounds. Majoris has it intercepted into the paint. That's intercepted by Sadie. OSP Emery back on offense now. And that is Macy who's got it, almost having it stolen away from her by Majoris. But instead it's a short corner shot that does not fall. Offensive rebound. That is Sadie. She kicks it outside. There's a three-point look. That's no good for Abby. And that's pulled down by Kloos. Kloos has it now. The Xtreme on offense. Kloos taking it. Bounce pass into the low post. Back outside it goes. They're going to say that the Xtreme went out of bounds with it. And so it's going to go back to OSP Emery. It's a tie ball game, 2-2 here in the early going. We're at 9.5 to go here in the first half. A lot of action here in this 10th and 11th grade ball game, as is pretty much par for the course for teams of this caliber, teams of this age as well. There's just a lot more action, and there's a lot more intensity, and there's a lot of defense, a lot of good defense here so far today. Mia. Over it comes to Alexa. Outside it goes to Macy. Macy over to Alexa. Alexa kicks it over to Mia. Pump fake, drive. And there's a foul. That's going to be a foul on the Xtreme. That's the third team foul on Ohio Xtreme. And it will be a two-shot opportunity forthcoming for Macy. As Birch gets ready to check back in for the Xtreme. And Macy connects on the first foul shot, and OSP Emery has its first lead today. Kloos will sit. Birch will come in for Ohio Xtreme. As Macy's second shot is good. So, all four of the Emery points have come from the foul line. They lead it 4-2. That's Bockelman. And it's stolen away by OSP Emery. Alexa with it. Alexa is going to pull up, and it's going to go off of the thigh of Adams and out of bounds. And Kenna will be doing the inbounding here for OSP Emery. Bockelman guarding the inbounder. Inbounds it comes. That's to Grace. Grace kicking it. There's a two-point look. That's up. That's no good. And out of bounds it goes, and it remains OSP Emery ball. On the inbounds pass. That's Alexa. Outside to Mia. Over to the right wing, and Macy into the corner. That is Grace. Back to Kenna on the right wing. Down low. And getting called for a travel. That's Alexa. And back it comes to the Ohio Xtreme, who trail by 2. So that'll be Haywood playing the point this possession for Ohio Xtreme. She'll have Macy on her. Over it comes to Bockelman. Bockelman. Taking it, and she's going to be called for a travel. Bockelman called for a walk, and OSP Emery's going to get this one back. Grace, baseline drive. Grace shot, no good. Grace gets her own rebound. There's another shot, and this one no good. That one is short for Kenna. Ohio Xtreme back on offense now. Pushing the ball down the floor. That is Birch. Birch into the corner, and that's over the head of the intended receiver, Haywood. And back it comes to OSP Emery. As Kloos checks back in, and Adams will sit. Macy is going to be fouled. They're going to get a blocking foul here on the Xtreme. That's their fourth. So 4 team fouls so far for the Xtreme with 7:34 yet to play here in the first half. Almost intercepted. As a matter of fact, it will be taken away. Taken away by Kloos. Kloos, bounce pass underneath. There's a shot. That's up, and that is good. Haywood for 2 makes it 4-4. It's a tie ball game. Macy playing the point. Macy spinning into the lane. Macy with a shot. That's going to go out of bounds. That's going to go off the Xtreme. OSP Emery will keep it. Kenna will do the inbounding. There's a quick 2-point shot. That's up. That's no good, and that's pulled down by the Xtreme. Xtreme back on offense with a chance to take the lead yet again. Underneath it comes. There's a shot. That is up, and that is no good for Radwanski. And there's a tie-up. The jump ball should favor the Ohio Xtreme, and it will. As checking in for the Emery, that's Sadie. And checking out will be Macy. Haywood will do the inbounding here for the Xtreme. To Kloos. Back up top to Radwanski. Radwanski on the drive. The shot, it is no good. And there's a scramble for that loose ball, and it's the Xtreme who end up with it. And then it's OSP who actually ends up with it. So up ahead it comes for Emery. That's Mia. Mia over to Grace. Grace down low to Kenna. Kenna tied up. Back outside it goes. On the left wing, that's Alexa. 3-point look. No good. Pulled down by Bockelman. Bockelman on the defensive glass. Up ahead. That is to Haywood. Haywood. Shot no good. Taken down by Grace. Up ahead to Alexa. Over it comes to Grace. Grace is going to drive it. Jump stop. Shot. No good. Grace trying to get that offensive rebound. Does. Back outside it comes. There's a shot for Alexa. That doesn't fall. Offensive board. Cleaned up and in. That's Sadie. 6-4 is the score. Substitutions forthcoming for both sides. That is Kloos. Kloos. Underneath, that's Radwanski putting it up and in for 2. So it's once again a 6-6 tie ball game. Sadie into the corner. There's a 3-point look. That does not fall. That's pulled down by Bockelman. Bockelman on the defensive glass. Bockelman pushing it up ahead. Bockelman is going to stop. Give it off to Kloos. Kloos on a drive into the paint. Bounce pass underneath into traffic and getting fouled on her way up. That is Birch. And Birch is going to go to the charity stripe with a chance to enter the scorebooks for the first time today. So Birch with a chance to put the Xtreme back on top via these 2 free throws. The Xtreme have 14 fouls. Emery with 2. As Birch's first foul shot falls, it's good. And the Xtreme are back on top by 1. It's 7-6. Substitutions for both sides here. As Birch connects on the second. So she's 2 of 2 from the line. And the Xtreme lead at 8-6. And it's intercepted in the backcourt via the press into the paint. That's the Xtreme on offense, and they're not able to convert. That was Hudson, who had a nice look at it, just wasn't able to get it to go. And OSP Emery gets it back on offense. Grace pushing it down the floor. She's going to take it herself. Put it up and in. Count the bucket and the foul. 8-8 the score. Grace with a chance to break this tie. Very good ball game here so far today. Xtreme with 5 team fouls. Shot for Grace is good. OSP Emery leads the Ohio Xtreme 9-8. We're at 4 minutes, 45 seconds to go here in the first half. That's Carlson. Carlson to the top. Bounce pass over. That's a shot that's up and good. That's Hudson for 2. Count the bucket and the foul. Now the Xtreme reclaim the lead. Third team foul on OSP Emery. Timeout on the floor. 4 minutes, 38 seconds to go in the first half. It's a 10th and 11th grade battle here at the Capital Classic at Capital University in Bexley. We'll be back right here at GBA TV. Back to the action here. And one situation here for Hudson, who just connected on a bucket to give the Xtreme the lead once again. She has a chance to put her team up by 2 and does. 11-9 the score. The Xtreme lead OSP Emery. That's Macy. Macy giving it off to Abby. Abby for the bounce pass. There's a shot that's up, and that is good. That's Sadie for 2, and it's a tie ball game yet again, 11-11.
Did we make our foul shot?
And on the other end, defensive foul. And this will be a 2-shot opportunity here once again. It'll be the Xtreme going back to the free throw line. And Carlson will be taking these foul shots. She has yet to score today. This is her first trip to the line. And she's able to connect on the front end, and she gives the Xtreme the lead. Once again, it's 12-11. These teams both having answers for each other all day long so far. As Carlson connects on the second, it's 13-11. That's Macy playing the point here for OSP Emery. She's got Hudson on her. Kicks it into the corner. That's over to Abby, and Macy gets it back. Some pretty suffocating defense there on the part of Hudson. And it's taken away by the Xtreme. Carlson's got it. Carlson down to the other end. Carlson puts it up, gets fouled on her way up. And that's the 5th foul on OSP Emery. So Carlson, who just connected on 2 free throws, gets to go back to the charity stripe with a chance to add 2 more to her total. First shot up for Carlson is good. 14-11, Xtreme leading OSP Emery. Into the ball game for OSP Emery is Kenna. Taking a seat will be Macy. Second shot for Carlson, short. And offensive rebound. Outside, 4-3, that's no good. And it's taken by Emery. That's Kenna on the defensive glass. And that's going to be a foul on the Xtreme. That's their 6th.
That's 2 on.
Substitution for both sides. 11 for Xtreme, that's Haywood in, and 14 for Emery, that's Emily. So 14-11 the score. Xtreme lead it by a 3-point bucket. It's Kenna. Outside to Emily. She's got Adams on her. Into the paint. That is Grace. Grace up. Grace, no good. Grace fouled though. And that's the 7th foul on the Xtreme. So Grace, who is 1 of 1 from the free throw line, is going to go back there right now for 2. And why the whistle? And I think one of the referees thought that the ball went in, but it did not. So they actually came over to me to get that ruling. Hey, listen, that's what we do here. We're kind of like the tiebreaker. You know, you got a scorekeeper for each squad, and then you got GBA TV. We're like the tiebreaker. So, with that being the case, Grace at the foul line. First shot is good. Grace back at the foul line for the second free throw attempt. It is no good. And it's taken on the offensive glass by Emery. So they get it back, down 2. Three-point look is good. Sadie, 4-3, makes it 15-14. Emery on top of the Xtreme. That's Carlson. She's going to drive it, kick it, and outside to Kloos. Kloos getting a pick. Kloos into the lane, spinning, shooting, making that bucket. Kloos putting the Xtreme back on top by 1. It's 16-15. Great game here so far today, this 10th and 11th grade battle between OSP Emery and the Ohio Xtreme. That's Emily with Adams on her. Over it comes to Abby. Abby for 3. That's going to fall short and be taken by Haywood. Haywood on the push. Kicking it to Kloos. She'll attempt a 3 and be short on that 3. And that's tracked down by Haywood. Haywood has it back for the Ohio Xtreme, so offensive rebound for them. Haywood over to Carlson. Carlson's going to reset everything, call out the offense here for Ohio Xtreme. That's Carlson on the spin, on the shot. Shot is good. Carlson now with 5 points, 18-15. Xtreme back on top by 3. Up ahead it comes. That is Grace. Grace giving it back, almost having it stolen away. That's going to end up being a foul on Kloos. That's the 8th Xtreme foul, so this is going to be a 1-and-1. Substitutions here for the Xtreme. And it'll be Haywood and Kloos sitting, as Birch and Bockelman come back into the ball game. That's Abby who will be taking this 1-and-1 for OSP Emery. Scoreless so far, and still scoreless. She is not able to connect on the front end. So 18-15 remains the score. We're at 1 minute 40 seconds to play in the first half. 3-point shot for the Xtreme. That's going to be short for Bockelman, and out of bounds and back to the Emery it will go. So Abby will play the point. She'll give it off to Grace. Grace back to Abby. Abby on the drive. Abby on the shot. Bank shot in there is good. 18-17. That's Majoris. Over to Bockelman. Carlson gets a pick from Birch. On the drive, there's a pass underneath. That's a shot that's up, and that's no good. Offensive rebound. And Birch on the putback is going to get fouled and head back to the free throw line. Birch is 2 for 2 there so far today. Birch at the foul line. And the first shot is no good. The Xtreme lead Emery by 1. 18-17. Birch 2 of 3 so far from the line. And actually 3 of 4. She makes that one, so it's 19-17 now. That's Sadie pushing the ball up the floor. Her team down 2. Sadie giving it off to Kenna. Kenna double teamed and stealing it. That's Bockelman. Up ahead to Majoris, putting it up and in there. Majoris with her first 2 of the game. It's 21-17, the Xtreme lead OSP Emery. We're at 40 seconds to play in this first half. Majoris on Abby. Majoris switches off onto Sadie, and she'll get called for a foul. That's Majoris's foul. That will put Xtreme at 9 fouls. As Radwanski gets ready to check back into the ball game here for Xtreme, and she will check in for Majoris. So Sadie at the free throw line for a 1-and-1. Connects on the front end. Sadie so far today has 8 points. It's a 21-18 game with a chance to make it 21-19 here on the second free throw for Sadie. The shot is up and it falls. So 21-19 is indeed the score with 32 seconds to play in the first half. Xtreme clinging to that 2-point lead. Carlson giving it off to Radwanski. Getting a pick from Birch. To Birch it goes, and Birch has it blocked, and then it's Adams who ends up with it. Outside, there's a three-point look for Bockelman that doesn't fall. Rebounded by the Emery team with 10 seconds to go. Can they tie it or even take the lead before the half? That is Sadie on the drive. She'll kick it out to the corner, and Mia. Mia has it. Mia is going to give it off, and it's going to be past the intended receiver, Alexa, and that will be how the first half ends. Very good first half, exciting first half, a lot of scoring in the first half, a lot of good defense in the first half. 21-19, Xtreme lead OSP Emery as the teams will huddle up, and we'll be back with the second half right here on GBA TV. Second half getting ready to begin here at the Capitol Classic. The Ohio Xtreme lead OSP Emery 21-19. Jeremy Scott here at courtside alongside Kayla Cazell running the camera. And underway we are with this second half of play. Emery finds itself down by 2. That's Macy. Macy spinning. Macy going to be called for a travel. And so it's going to go back to the Ohio Xtreme here. So the leading scorer during that first half for the Ohio Xtreme, Carlson, she had 5. Leading scorer for Emery was Sadie, who ended up with 9. Xtreme on offense, that's Carlson. And Carlson, that's going to be a foul on Alexa. That's the first foul on either squad for the second half. And so it'll be the Xtreme taking it out. That'll be Carlson. Carlson looking to inbound and does to Kloos. Kloos had 4 during that first half. She gives it off to Carlson. Carlson guarded by Alexa. Carlson on the drive, a little bounce pass onto the baseline, and outside it goes. That's a 3-point look. That is no good. That's going to go out of bounds and off of the Xtreme back to OSP Emery. After this game, we will have more action here on GBA TV. It'll be OSP 21 jump shot against Nova Village in 8th grade action. That's Emily giving it off to Sadie. Cross court pass over to Ava. Ava pivoting. She's got Birch on her. And up ahead it comes the Xtreme with the steal. Majoris on the drive. That is no good. And it's taken back by OSP Emery. So Majoris not able to convert on the fast break layup. And back it comes to OSP Emery. Outside. That is Emily, who was held scoreless during the first half. Emily with a pivot and a pass, and she was trying to find Alexa, but it went a little bit behind Alexa, and back it comes to the Xtreme. 4 and 12 in for Emery. That's Abby and Grace respectively. Sitting will be 14 and 23, Emily and Alexa. Playing the point will be Carlson. Over it comes to Kloos. Kloos over to Hudson. Underneath to Kloos, putting it up and in. Kloos scores the first bucket for either team this half. It's 23-19. Xtreme lead it by 4 over OSP Emery. On the drive, there's a shot that's up, and that's no good, and it's tracked down by Hudson. Macy not able to connect for OSP, so back comes the Xtreme. Underneath, that's a shot for Birch. That's up and good. So Birch with 2 extends the Xtreme lead to 6, 25-19. Abby. Over it comes to Sadie. Up top to Grace. Over to the right wing, that's Abby. Back up top, almost having it taken away. OSP able to get it back. There's a 3-point shot that's up, and that's going to fall short, and that's going to be taken by Xtreme. That's Carlson. Carlson pushing the ball down the floor. Underneath to Birch. Birch on the shot. Birch, good. 27-19 the score. Timeout on the floor. 11 minutes, 19 seconds to go in the second half. You're watching this game here on GBA TV. Tenth and 11th grade battle here at the Capitol Classic. Ohio Xtreme lead OSP Emery 27-19 coming out of the timeout. Emery have the ball. Mia trying to find somebody to pass it to. Ends up in the hands of Grace. Grace on the drive, Grace on the shot. Grace no good, pulled down by Carlson. Carlson up ahead. Carlson, bounce pass to Kloos. Kloos on the shot, no good. Kloos gets her own rebound. Kloos kicking it outside. On the drive, there's a shot, and getting fouled on her way up is Hudson. So Hudson's going to go to the free throw line. Hudson, during the first half, went to the free throw line once and made that shot. So Hudson's going to go back to the foul line. That, by the way, the second team foul on OSP Emery this half. As Haywood gets ready to check back in for the Xtreme, as Hudson connects on the first. To make it 28-19. Second shot is good. So Hudson 2 for 2 from the line, making it look easy. And it's a 10-point lead. This is the largest lead of the game here for the Xtreme. They lead it by double digits. As Bockelman gets ready to check back in, as does Radwanski. Kenna kicking it over to the short corner. That's a 2-point look. That's not going to fall for OSP Emery on the defensive glass. That's going to be a foul on the Xtreme, and so Emery's going to go to the free throw line. This will be Grace, who went 2 of 3 from the line during the first half and ended up with 4 points. She also had a 2-point bucket during that first half. Grace at the line. First shot is up and no good. So Bockelman and Radwanski check in for the Xtreme. Kluse and Hudson will sit.
It was at number 1.
Back at the line for Grace is good. So she redeems herself on that second shot to cut it back to a single-digit lead for the Xtreme, 29-20. Carlson playing the point. Directing some traffic. She's got Kenna on her. Carlson spinning into the lane, kicking it to the short corner. 2-point look, no good. Offensive rebound for Radwanski, kicking it outside. Xtreme back on offense. Radwanski not able to handle that pass, and it goes back to Emery. So Macy has it for Emery. Macy, then it's stolen away from behind by Haywood. Haywood taking it to the other end, almost traveling with it, and it's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to remain on this end. Inbounds it comes to Carlson.
There you go, ripping.
Over it comes to Haywood. Haywood on the left wing. Over to Carlson. Carlson giving it to Radwanski. Radwanski outside to Carlson. Carlson at the foul line, going to drive it into the low post and then almost lose it. And does lose it, as a matter of fact, and it's OSP Emery who ends up with it. That is Mia. Mia kind of trapped in the backcourt, trying to find people to pass it to. She finds Kenna. Kenna's going to get it into the front court, so they beat whatever little press that was, and up and in. That is Sadie for 2, and that makes it 29-22. Xtreme's lead cut to 7. That's Bockelman. Bockelman with a pass to the low post, and having it blocked away. That was Adams. And so OSP back with it now. Macy kicking it outside. 3-point attempt. Falls. And that's a 2-point look. That's a 2-point look. All right, that was 2. So it's 29-24. I guess her foot was on the line. And that's Carlson directing traffic here for the Xtreme. Into the paint it goes to Adams. Adams is going to almost lose it, then get it back, put it up, and get fouled on her way up. And so Adams, who was held scoreless during that first half, is going to get a chance to enter the scorebooks for the first time today. Adams at the line. First shot is up, and no good. Adams with her second shot, no good, and that's pulled down by Sadie. So Adams 0 for 2 from the line. And that'll be a foul on Adams. Second Xtreme foul. Adams will check out. And so the Emery find themselves trailing by 5, have a chance to cut this to a 1-possession lead on this possession. Abby to Kenna. Kenna for 3. No good. And rebounded by Kloos. Kloos kicks it into the corner. That's Haywood, who will attempt a three and make that three. Her first three of the ball game makes it a 32-24 game, 8-point lead here for the Xtreme. Up top it comes to Abby. Abby with Carlson on her. Gets a pick. And there's a travel. That's going to be a travel on Abby, and so it's going to come back to the Xtreme as Majoris checks back into the ball game, and Carlson will sit. And 35 and 14 back in for Emery, Sadie and Emily respectively, and taking a seat will be 10 and 25, Kenna and Mia respectively. 7 minutes, 13 seconds to go here in the second half. It's 32-24, the Xtreme lead, OSP Emery. Xtreme with a chance to extend its lead, and there's a foul. That's going to be a foul on Macy. And so Xtreme will take this out, and that'll be Haywood to do the inbounding. As checking back in will be Hudson as well as Birch. Bockelman and Radwanski will sit. Majoris playing the point. She's got Sadie on her. Over it comes to Haywood. Haywood on the shot. No good. Offensive rebound by Haywood. Follows her own shot, then she has it intercepted. Taken away by Sadie. She was trying to find Kloos. And then it's stolen back by Majoris. Majoris on the drive, on the lay-in. It's good. 34-24. It's back up to a 10-point lead here for the Xtreme. And that's Alexa giving it off to Grace. Grace to Sadie. Sadie to Emily. That's to Alexa. Alexa for two. It's no good, and that's pulled down by the Xtreme. That's Hudson who's got it. Hudson taking it down the floor. Hudson on the drive. Hudson trying to take it coast to coast. Laying it up. No good. Hudson on the putback. That's no good, and then that's taken by Abby. With Majoris on Abby. She's going to give it off to Sadie. Sadie. Just trying to find Abby, and it went past Abby and out of bounds, and it's going to go back to the Xtreme as Bockelman and Radwanski will come back in, and sitting will be Haywood as well as Kloos. And in for OSP will be Ava, and sitting will be Grace. Majoris playing the point. Over to Bockelman. Bockelman down underneath. That's to Birch, who puts it up and in for two. She's got 6 points this half, and it is a dozen-digit lead here, 36-24. And through the hands of the intended receiver, Ava, and out of bounds it goes, and back to the Xtreme, who lead it by 12. We're at under 5.5 to play, just a little under 5.5 to play here in the second half. And that's Majoris playing the point. She's giving it off to Birch. Birch into the corner. That is Bockelman. Bockelman will pass it back to Birch underneath. She puts it up and in. Birch has been a force this half. She has got 8 points. It is 38-24. The Xtreme leading the Emery team. Over to Ava. Back outside to Sadie. Sadie will pull up for three and not be able to connect on that three, and that's taken by Hudson. Hudson up ahead. She gets it to Bockelman. Bockelman underneath on the layup. No good. There to clean it up. Majoris. She puts it up and in for two. 40-24 is the score. Sadie bouncing it out. That's to Ava for two. No good. And out of bounds it goes, and that's going to go off of Hudson. And so OSP Emery will keep possession. They break the stack. Inbounds it comes to Ava. Ava down into the low post, and losing it is Alexa, and Xtreme ends up with it. That's Majoris. Majoris trying to find Birch underneath and kicking it outside. Three-point look for Hudson is good. 43 to 24, 19-point advantage for Ohio Extreme with 4 minutes to play in this second half.
Someone might have run close to her, but it would just look like
That's Sadie. Over it comes to Alexa. Alexa will not be able to connect on that shot, and it's taken by Birch. So back on offense, the Extreme. 2-point shot from Majoris, no good. Chased down by the Extreme. That's Majoris, who followed up her own shot, got the ball back, went up with it, got fouled, and so Majoris is going to step up to the free throw line. She has not been there yet today, as Adams will check back in. Majoris connects on the first. So now it is a 20-point lead, so it'll be a running clock until OSP Emery can put points back on the scoreboard. Second shot from Majoris, no good. So 1 of 2, that trip to the line for Majoris, but it is a 20-point advantage for the Extreme, so running clock until further notice. As Alexa has it, kicking it out to Sadie. Sadie almost having it taken away by Hudson. Hudson with Sadie ending up with it again. She's got Bockelman on her. Driving it, kicking it, and getting fouled is Sadie. That'll be a foul on Bockelman. As Haywood will check back in for the Extreme, and Majoris will take a rest. And Alexa will inbound it. And it's intercepted by Bockelman. Bockelman up ahead. That is to Haywood. Haywood, nobody between her and the bucket, lays it up and in there. Haywood for 2 more. It is 46 to 24. The Extreme lead by 22. Haywood with 7 points here today. That's Alexa. Alexa into the lane, and she has it stripped away from her, and out of bounds it goes. And it will remain Ohio Sports plus Emery ball. But the clock will continue to run. We're at 2:10 and winding on this clock, the second half clock. Inbounds it comes to Sadie. Sadie with a shot, that's no good, and that's taken by Adams. And up ahead it comes to Haywood. Haywood over to Hudson. There's a look, that's up, and that is good. That is 3 for Redwanski. Her first 3 of the game makes it 49 to 24, 25-point lead for the Ohio Extreme, who are really pouring it on in the second half. And there's a spin move, no travel called on Abby. It looks like she may have walked with it, but no travel called. Extreme end up with it either way, with no points being scored by OSP. So that's Redwanski. And having it knocked out of bounds, that is Alexa playing the defense there. And that's Carlson with Sadie on her. Up top, that is to Haywood. On the left wing is Carlson. Carlson in the lane, and on the drive, shot up and good. That's Carlson with 2 more. 7 points for her now. It is 51 to 24, 27-point lead. We're under a minute to play, 50 seconds and winding. And the Ohio Extreme look to have this one pretty much in the bag. It's all over but the crying here. And almost having it taken away. OSP gets it back, though. Can they get some more points before it's all over? Abby on the drive, having it taken away from her by Radwanski. That's Carlson. So after this game, as Bockelman drives it, puts it up and in there. Bockelman for 2 there. Makes it 53 to 24. After this game, as I was beginning to say, we will have that 8th grade game between OSP 21 Jump Shot and Nova Village right here on GBA TV from the Capital Classic. Is underneath on the other end. There's a shot that's up, and that's good. We'll count that bucket at the buzzer for Mia, and that makes it 53 to 26. That will be our final here from the Capital Classic. The Ohio Extreme defeat OSP Emery in this 10th and 11th grade battle. We'll be back with more action here on GBA TV.